All right, let's head out to LeVar Arrington's crib out by Pasadena. LeVar, welcome to Speak for Yourself. Let's go to
Thank you.
Antonio Brown, who teamed up with Floyd Money Mayweather for an IG chat where Floyd was critical of the NFL for not having AB back in the league and saying that, look, you can get arrested 30, 40 times. You know, basically AB's a victim. And then Floyd also started flashing wads of cash. I think Floyd and AB are flashing wads of cash. And I just thought it was a bad look for Antonio Brown. I want to get you guys' opinion. Marcellus, we'll start with you. Bad look for Antonio Brown during his IG live video with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, it is a bad look, even though inherently nothing is wrong with this. But we live in a world that's heavily based on perception, and especially when we have this social distancing occurring right now, that perception is really getting glued and mapped onto reality. So if you're AB, a guy who has accusations right now about issues involving you and a young woman or young women, the last thing you want to do is be socializing and perception with someone who's already been found guilty of indiscretions towards women and assault. And Floyd's a friend, and I love Floyd, but at the same time, this is a greater, grander issue in terms of learning how to play the game within the game. I think a lot of times, even Floyd was mentioning on this same Instagram Live with AB, your man could play football. He could catch the ball. What does it matter what he does outside of the scope of the football field? But that's the problem. And the problem with so many athletes is they don't learn to play the game within the game. So in a situation like this, you got to understand that people are going to look at you and they're saying, oh, I don't know what AB did in those situations. We're going to let it play out. But when you do something like this in association with someone guilty, you are guilty by association. And it's just going to be that clear cut for owners and people in power who are going to make decisions on your employment. Not a good look.
LeVar?
Yes, it's a bad look. It's a horrible look. And in boxing, you are the franchise. You are the New England Patriots. You are the Pittsburgh Steelers when you're Floyd Money Mayweather. However you go, how your team is going to go. So he's the leader of his franchise, Floyd Mayweather is. AB, you have to go play for a franchise, sir. You have people out here pulling for you, wanting to see you get back into the game. Doing a live video chat like this where you're making it about the money and you're not making it about genuinely having contrition and remorse towards some of the things that you have done that have led to you being in the situation you're in now. You are now telling everybody that you being that locker room problem is confirmed. Move on from this guy because he just doesn't get it. Bad look, bad message. Doesn't work in football, but can work in boxing.
I'm going to throw it back to you guys with this sentiment. Again, I'm the old man here on the show. I'm 52 years old. When I was young, I did a lot of the things that young people do, and I now turn my nose up at it. And I have to remember, I used to be young and dumb. But the flashing of wealth as I've gotten older has really bothered me. And again, I told y'all, and I've said this on the show, I remember when I first started making six figures, I went out and bought me a big gold chain, said the league on it. And I just wanted, I made it. And I wanted everybody to know as soon as they saw me, I made it. I probably wore the thing twice in my life. And it was a waste of money. And it's set in a drawer. I don't even know where the damn thing is now, 20, 30 years later. But as I've gotten older, the flashing of wealth, all the big gold chains, the money, throwing it in people's face, it really bothers me. Maybe it's just the old man in me. You guys are younger than me. Help me understand or put me in my place. The flashing of the cash is what really bothered me in the video.
Well, for me, I don't want to bring that into AB's conversation because that's not really the reason he's unemployed right now. it's certainly a condiment you can add on when you get into the conversation of all AB's issues, but it's certainly not the meat and potatoes. But I think the meat and potatoes of where we are right now with AB is he needs to understand the game that he's playing, because he's not playing his sport right now for the game that he's losing at, which is a perception game. Hypocrisy and closet contradictions are at an all-time high. That means you can live a life that is separate from the life you portray if you know how to play those two worlds and games the right way. And AB is losing at the game that really shouldn't matter as much as the one that he's great at, which is football. He's losing in every other way except the one that's the most difficult, which is catching the football at a Hall of Fame pace. So the wealth part, look, a lot of people love the wealth. Depends on who you are. If you walk into my house when I was 25, you saw more than one gold chain. You saw more than one Ferrari and Rolls Royce. You saw all the things that you just rolled your eyes and said, oh my God, grow up. And then I did. But then there are people who you could go to their house right now and they'll look at you and you know who that art right there. You see this rug, you see this wine cellar. Like, we all display it in our own ways. So for me, it's just a bad association. In its purest form, is guilty of association. Just doing this with Floyd right now.
LeVar, be a little quick.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple. I don't have a problem with creative facade. Mayweather has made and cut his teeth and become famous off of it. And even with Antonio Brown doing it, I don't have a problem with it. The problem I have is it is undermining what it seems to be what you want to do, which is try to make it back onto a team.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to Cam Newton, who seems to be trying to IG post his way back into an NFL starting job. Let's take a listen to one of his latest posts on Instagram. All right, I'm not sure if you caught it, but he said, kiss him with that corona. Probably not the best turn of phrase. Marcellus, do you like Cam's approach to Instagram and social media right now?
I do. I'm captivated by it. I've seen all these posts, even before we sent them out as research topics for today's show. I've been clicking on every single one of these because of the virtual reality. For everyone out there, including me, who asks questions about Cam's health and his physical state, this is the virtual reality you get because we're practicing social distancing right now. The only way I can see Cam Newton is through this lens and through IG. And I'm glad he's letting everyone know that, look, if I were in front of you and we were having a physical workout, it'll be no different than this, except you will be in command. But let me just show you physically where I am right now in terms of my status of being able to run, jump, throw, and do a lot of the off-season football drills that will be asked of you in normal times. So to me, it's a good thing that Cam is not letting the social distance him from the NFL. He's like, come into my world. Let me show you where I am right now.
LeVar?
No, I don't like it. And because of this reason alone. We know that Cam can play the game. Nobody's questioning him being able to play the game, throw the ball. There was a saying in a movie by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said to the dude that he was going to fight, forward, don't hit back, right? And this is the situation here. You're posting all of these videos, you're working out, getting strong, and they don't believe in me, and they don't think I got it, I'm trash. Okay, but we want to see you do it in a game. I want to see you last through a game. Throwing on air and doing all of these workouts is fine, but it's the board. You're hitting a board real hard. Like, oh, the board broke. Oh, you knocked the board away. That's great. I want to see your skills and I want to see your longevity in a season. So at some point, you made your point. So let's move on from that and say, get on a team and let me see how you do in the season. And then come back after the season and tell them that they thought I was trash and all that other stuff.
All right, so of course I'm the old cranky. Go ahead, Marcel.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let me get some of this then. LeVar, you know what's funny? Yeah. We're moving the goalposts on Cam right now because when you're a prospect and you've never played in the NFL, what do they ask you to do? On camera, work out. We go to the combines and they celebrate it. I'm like, don't y'all want to see me play football? But they say this is a step, unnecessary step in the evaluation. What happens if you get released from a team? What do they say? The other team comes in. Sometimes they say, we need to see you work out. And right now, he's not afforded that opportunity. So in normal situations,
all right,
this is
we
fine
gotta go, Marcellus. I
So
gave you the last word, but I'm gonna sneak in the final word. Let me tell you what NFL teams really want to see. Post a video of this man sitting in a barber's chair, getting that hair cut off. That will impress more NFL teams than anything. And yes, I'm an old man. I'm an old uncle that tells you all the crazy stuff, that gives you great advice. Cut that hair, Cam. All right, Uncle Jimmy, an older man than me, is going to come on.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.